All right, let's continue with our discussions on skills of creative directing. And today I'm going to talk in detail about how to critique work. One of the main roles of a creative director is to come up with the overall vision for a project and the high-level view as to how that vision is going to be implemented, the strategies and the creative goals. And as a creative director, you're going to hire and oversee the production of different creative elements. And this means that you're going to be having to review and critique people's work from time to time. And we know that creative people are wired a little differently. It's helpful for you as a creative director to bear in mind that the artists and designers and performers that you're going to be working with can be a little sensitive. And you need to learn how to handle creatives so that through your critiques, through how you review people's works, you're not upsetting people, you're not discouraging, you're not making people feel disempowered with your language and how you go about reviewing people's work. Now, as a creative director, when you're leading a project, one of the first things you're going to do is come up with the overall vision for the project, the high-level view, the wrapper, the overall concept. This is one of the core roles of the creative director. And you should have discussed this with your team as they get working and joining your project. So they should be well aware of what the overall concept is and what the main design goals, creative goals, strategies that they're working on. So when it comes time to review the work, the first question should be, how does the work that's being done fit in with the high-level view? Is it matching or is it going off in a completely different direction? This is a good lens to look at things through. You're not getting personal with the artists that you're supervising. You're not saying to them, this is bad, this is terrible work, I don't like it. You should take the words you and I out of it. Instead, try and look at things more from a strategic and conceptual layer. Does it fit the goals that you laid out? Does it fit the direction that you gave to the artist? And then you can review it through that lens. And if it's not matching up, then you can speak like that. You can say, well, this doesn't quite fit in with the objectives that we laid out. This doesn't fit in with the strategies. This doesn't fit in with the overall style that we discuss. And you can even prompt the artist that you're talking to, what's your take on this? Do you think that this fits with the goals and the objectives that we discussed? Or is this going off in a different direction? Again, what you don't want to do is get personal and say, this is bad, I don't like it, or you haven't done a good job. That is the perfect way to crush someone's spirit. So it's important to set up your team for success. It's important to give people the parameters that they're going to be working from. And then hopefully you're giving them some freedom within that. And as it comes time to review, well, you're looking at the work in relationship to the objectives, the goals, the high-level view, the container that you gave to the artist, and the principles and strategies that you gave them to work with. Now, when reviewing work, it's always good to be supportive. It's always good to create some positive feelings. And one thing I've learned is that you should always start out with positive statements. So as you see the work that's being done, even describe what you're seeing. Describe something positive. If the person got the work done in a short period of time, then commend them on that. Another tip for you that I find works really well is if you operate from the rule of 3. If you're working with an artist or designer and you're still developing the aesthetic and you're still developing the work together, it's always good to get them to go in 3 different directions. Give 3 different focal points, and it gives you more to discuss and more to respond off of. And if there are multiple stakeholders, even beyond you, the creative director, maybe there's a client, an executive producer, then if there's more of a spray, 3 different directions done, It allows people to feel like they're involved. It helps people to steer the course a little bit. So it's more than just a binary off and on. Yes, this is great. Let's do it. Or, oh, let's make changes. Let's do this, do that. Back to the drawing board. It at least allows everyone involved in a project to feel like this forward momentum, because you're not just showing one thing and then maybe making adjustments or maybe changing quite a lot, and people feeling like they're losing momentum, or people feeling rejected, or if they put a lot of their energy into it, they worked really hard, but then it's not really accepted, or it's not quite the right direction, or there's something from the briefing that they didn't understand and they're having to start over. If they do 3 different things and they're not as attached to the outcome with those 3 directions, and I think psychologically, those who are reviewing feel more involved because they can help steer, and the person doing the work doesn't feel as attached to any one outcome because they've done 3 things that hopefully they like. And people can collaborate together to develop a work and go on a bit of a journey together. And last thing I'll say is that it's always good to follow up with clear notes, clear direction, and people understand which way to go. What you don't want to do as the creative director is give unclear feedback, or people aren't quite sure what to do. So please do not be vague. Do not go in the direction of, oh, I don't like it. I don't know. It's not good. I'm not feeling it. Go back to the drawing board. Try again. This is all useless feedback. And any creative director that's worth their salt can give feedback in the language of the artist or designer and be able to take things forward. So if you're a creative director and you're overseeing someone that's doing a logo, you better be able to talk the language of graphic design. To summarize, you need to make sure that the creatives that you're working with are set up for success. And that means that you have come up with the high-level view, the overall concept, the premises, the design goals, the main creative strategies, and you've given everyone the creative strategies and the reference points, that you've given everyone enough to work with. And then when it comes to review, that you're comparing the work done against what you laid out for the creative that you're overseeing. Don't get personal. Always try and be positive and have open discussions with people and get them talking as well. Make sure that you're not the only one talking, that it's an interplay, a collaboration with the person that you're creative directing. You know, sometimes as a creative director, you have to get a bit more hard-edged about things, but please try and avoid that. Please try and avoid getting frustrated, and always come back to the higher level strategies and goals. I've certainly hoped that anyone that you've brought into your team, you're respecting them, that they're owning the solutions, and you're not micromanaging. This is what good creative leadership is. Okay, so as always, please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video. Okay, bye-bye.